Hey Brickmaniacs, welcome back to another episode of Brickmania TV, a very different episode. Don't freak out by what you see sitting in front of you. The reason that we're here and talking about some different angled stuff right now is because Brickmania retail stores have kind of expanded to being more of a one-stop shop experience. Obviously, you know, Brickmania is top of the top, the best of the best. And if you only have top of the top, best of the best, sometimes people don't have anything else that they want to pick up. So we're looking to make it more of an inclusive experience, and that means picking up some other product lines as well, like the ones you see sitting in front of you, and then also just expanding to other interests.
Yeah, I'm super excited for this Warhammer. I mean, that's even just a great, like, kind of complimenting Brickmania as well. Like, it's a cool license. I think we're excited for future projects with these guys. Yeah.
And that's the hope with all this stuff, is that it'll lead to even more cool things arriving in Brickmania retail stores and kind of covering a full spectrum of just being as cool as a toy store as it can possibly be. Don't worry, we're not going to just be like starting to do this regularly here on the channel. We know that most of this stuff is well outside the vein of the Lego purists and Brickmaniacs who frequent this channel, but at the same time, we wanted to draw some attention to it because this stuff is cool within its own right.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if you're a collector of Brickmania things and need something for baby cousin to touch and play with, and you know, stay away from my oddball add-on, and here you go.
Here you go. Here you go. Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of us have like younger siblings, like, and you know, maybe they want to get into the hobby, but you don't want them messing with your stuff, or you know, this would be kind of a good entry point, I think, for a lot of that.
Yeah.
Or even it's just if you have kids and again they're wanting to, like, they have their eyes on your Tiger 131. There might be a more reasonable option out there for them. So that's kind of what we're looking, just all-inclusive, one-stop shop at these Brickmania locations. And I think it's going to lead to some really cool stuff down the road.
Yeah, I've said a couple of times on Brickmania TV when we've been looking at different like Brickmania kits actually that, oh, this one is a sandbox kit because it's so durable.
Sure.
Well, nothing Brickmania is actually something that you would want to bring into a sandbox because it's Brickmania. However, the same does not go for all the things. This could legitimately be a sandbox.
Yeah.
You have fun putting it together, and then you can go drive it through the ranks, mix it with your army men, whatever. I'm not going to call them a minifigure, but you know, you can do it with your little action figures and stuff, and actually, you know, put them outdoors and not feel like you need to touch them with white gloves. There's
also kind of another advantage. Like, the bigger you go with a Lego set or a Brickmania set, it gets kind of like price prohibitive.
Right.
But there are some cool options actually in this Kobe
lineup. At the Kobe like, size. This would be a great example of that.
That is pretty ridiculous. So I'll give it to them for that. You know, that would be a kind of a cool.
This would be fun to play with as a kid. I mean, come on.
Or I mean, I guess I wouldn't mind playing with that now.
It's like, yeah, well, sure, right, exactly. And it's not only that, but like, you know, you buy something that's Brickmania even close to the side. That is a display piece. That is museum quality. I'm putting it high up on a shelf where no one can touch it.
Yeah.
If I got this thing, heck, you could give this as an awesome Christmas present, you know, and put it under the tree. And not only do you get to build it, but then afterwards you can take it to battle.
Right. Absolutely. So that's some different entry points. Different, you know, we're broadening our scope of our offerings.
These things are pretty cool. This is like outside.
Yeah, what's that?
So this is snap ships. This is outside of like anything Lego or anything related. But they've got a decent little social media following and some people who like building them. On the internet, etc. And so we wanted to pick them out because we thought they were cool. They got a little YouTube series, etc.
Yeah, it's a completely different system compared to like the Lego system. So
friendly price point, big for people who are into sci-fi. The cool thing about these is that, like, if you look at the pieces, you'd think to yourself, like, great, you follow the instructions and you get a cool toy. It does hold together, you know, swoosh or whatever, but it's actually pretty fun to ignore the instructions too.
Yeah.
And just like build randomly. So that's a plus. It's got at least a little Lego crossover in that standpoint. Yeah. I wouldn't say there's any real Lego crossover here. It's just a lot of crossover and interest for us.
There's similar groups too. Right. Yeah, I actually have seen, like, especially on Instagram, a lot of like Lego customizers that are totally using the same techniques that you would use to paint these kind of like wargaming minis, and they're using them on like brick arms and minifigures to a really, really beautiful effect. I think so. It's not like a direct crossover, but a lot of the techniques are the same. So. Right. This is kind of if you're already into if you've got friends that are already into Warhammer, that might be a way to kind of draw them into the Lego world as well.
And this is without a doubt a premium brand.
Yeah.
And so that matches a little bit more than kind of this stuff would. But at the same time, like we were saying, it's more about filling out the spectrum so that everyone who walks through the door has something that could potentially interest them. I like too that we marry the sci-fi and historical aspects of it because that's kind of fun. That's also what Brickmania has done in the past. So. You know, it's all part of a comprehensive experience, and like I said, we're not going to be doing this a whole bunch or flooding your feed with it, but we did want people to be aware of the various other things that you can get at a retail store. So.
And we got some other games as well, not just Warhammer. So we'll just, I guess, stay tuned. We'll be expanding on that lineup.
Yeah.
Maybe posting about it. If you want to learn more, where can they learn about it?
Yeah, so there's our locations page. Obviously, you can check out all of the GHQ, the Capital Store in Chicago on social media. They'll post all this kind of stuff. They've got pictures of, like the displays, etc., that they're setting up. Remember too that they don't just carry the Warhammer and the bolt action sets, but they also have all the paints, all the brushes, all the etc. that you would need to be able to get started. So if you are somebody who's kind of like, oh, I don't have that hobby right now, but it's a hobby I would be interested in. The nice thing is they have everything you need to get that hobby up off the ground. You don't have to already be into it.
Oh, nice.
To get going. So that's kind of cool.
Nice, very cool.
Yeah. But yeah, so Brickmania retail stores now featuring a whole bunch of other stuff because that's what toy stores do.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, right. Exactly. We'll see where it goes in the future. Anything else you want to add?
No, man. This is going to be cool. Some long-term projects, long-term crossover stuff that we're looking into. So stay tuned. I'm excited. This should be good.
Yeah, I agree. We'll see you next time.